Today we're taking a look at these NHL matches, which are happening on Saturday, March 4, 2023, and giving you our team and total picks for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and make sure to watch it till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. Also check out our Patreon if you want access our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. You will find the link in description and comments section below. One more thing before we start, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link in the description and comments section below. Pittsburgh Penguins vs Florida Panthers. The Panthers are looking to make a playoff push and win the upcoming game on their home ice. The problem is that the Penguins are red hot and have won 4 games in a row and look to control this game. The Penguins, who average 3.26 goals per game, should create plenty of scoring chances with Sidney Crosby, Jake Guentzel, and the rest of the forward unit carrying the puck into the offensive zone and creating open shots with quick passes near the net. The Penguins should limit a Panthers offense that scored only 1 goal in the previous game, with Marcus Pettersson, Jeff Petry, and the rest of the defensive unit creating turnovers at the blue line and limiting the Panthers from establishing an offensive zone presence, while goaltender Tristan Jarry blanks the shots on the net. The Penguins should win the game to extend their winning streak to 5 games. Take the Penguins money line as road favorites. Both of these teams have solid goaltending that could certainly get hot as the playoffs approach, but with so much offensive firepower, it's the goal-scoring ability of both sides that will play the biggest role in the winner of this game, with the over being 3-1-1 in the past 5 head-to-head meetings. For Pittsburgh, the over is 4-0-1 in their past 5 games played against the Eastern Conference, and for Florida, the over is 6-1-2 in their past 9 games after scoring 2 or less goals their last time out, so expect plenty of chances and fireworks here. Take the over 6.5 goals. Edmonton Oilers vs Winnipeg Jets. You may not believe it after seeing the Friday night contest, but in recent times, the Winnipeg Jets hold the edge over the Edmonton Oilers, but with all the momentum going against them, they come into this one as a slight underdog. Unfortunately for Winnipeg, they just can't put it together lately, and after a tough day of travel following a big win, it's going to be tough to turn it around in such quick fashion, so while they found success against the Oilers, the momentum is against them. Take the favorite here. The Winnipeg Jets' calling card all season long has been winning low-scoring, grinding affairs, but with the over being 10-4 in the past 14 head-to-0 meetings in Winnipeg, it's tough to see the scoring slowing down after last night. For the Oilers, the over is 13-3 in their past 16 games against the Central Division, and after a 6-3 battle a night ago, expect no different with tired players up against one of the most dangerous offensive groups in the NHL. Take the over 6.5 goals. Vancouver Canucks vs Toronto Maple Leafs. The Maple Leafs are having a great season and look to dominate this game against a struggling Canucks team. The Maple Leafs, who average 3.40 goals per game, should create plenty of scoring chances with Auston Matthews, Mitch Marner, and the rest of the forward unit carrying the puck into the offensive zone and creating open shots with quick centering passes. The Maple Leafs, who allow only 2.63 goals per game, should limit the Canucks' offense with Mark Giordano, Justin Hull, and the rest of the defensive unit, creating turnovers in the defensive zone and limiting shots on the net, allowing goaltender Ilya Samsonov to make plenty of big saves. The Maple Leafs should win the game and cover the spread in a dominant win on their home ice. Our team pick is Maple Leafs minus 1.5 goals. While goals aren't hard to find for both of these teams, they are few and far between in head-to-head contests, with the under being 18-7-1 in the past 26 overall meetings, as well as 8-1 in their past 9 in Vancouver. For the Maple Leafs, the under is 3-0-1 in their past 4 overall games, and for Vancouver, the under is 46-22-5 in their past 73 games played on Saturday, so while the action will be fast-paced and full of skill, don't expect too many goals. Take the under 6.5 goals. Columbus Blue Jackets vs Ottawa Senator. Following a bumpy start to the current campaign, the Senators have suddenly found themselves very much in the mix to make the 2023 Stanley Cup playoffs, having gone 11-3-1 since January 25, currently sitting just 4 points off the second wild card of the Eastern Conference, having 3 valuable games in hand. The very last 4 overall outings of Ottawa, which has already beaten Columbus on 3 of the past 4 occasions, have all been victories by a margin of at least 2 markers, with the Sens having outscored their opponents 22-8. The Blue Jackets, who have managed to win just 8 of their previous 32 matchups, played with no rest, meanwhile, have lost by more than 1 goal in 2 of their most recent 3 defeats. Our team pick is Ottawa Senators minus 1.5 goals. This game lines up very well to the over. The Senators' offense has been very good recently, pouring it on, averaging over 5.5 goals per game by themselves in their last 4 games. On the season they have done a very good job of generating offense, with the 6th most expected goals in the NHL and the 10th most high-danger shots. They should be able to capitalize easily on the horrible defense and goaltending for the Blue Jackets. Columbus has allowed the 3rd most goals in the NHL, giving up the 8th most expected goals and the 10th most high-danger shots in the league. With the added fatigue of the Jackets in the second half of a back-to-back, we should see even more mistakes that the Sens should capitalize on, especially against Elvis Merzlikins, who's been one of the worst goalies in the NHL this season. I don't see a shutout happening for Ottawa either, so the Blue Jackets should be able to contribute with a few goals of their own to hit the over. Take the over here and expect the Sens to score at will. Washington Capitals vs San Jose Sharks. San Jose has struggled mightily at home. The Sharks have a 6-17-8 home record on the year. Washington has had San Jose's number in recent meetings. The Caps are 6-3-1 in the last 10 contests against the Sharks. Defense and goaltending are 2 big advantages for the Capitals. Washington ranks 13th in goals against per game and 10th in shots against per game. The Sharks rank 29th in goals against per game and 15th in shots against per game. Washington is fighting to make the postseason, while the Sharks have no chance to make the playoffs. The Capitals will win this matchup by 2 or more goals. Bet the goal spread, minus 1.5, and take Washington. Both teams have been struggling on offense recently. The Sharks scored 2 or fewer goals in 6 of their last 10 games. San Jose ranks 23rd in goals per game and 24th in shots per game. The Capitals scored 2 or fewer goals in 6 of the last 10 games. Washington ranks 22nd in goals per game and 17th in shots per game. The under is 6-4 in the last 10 meetings between these 2 teams. This will be a lower scoring game, and the under will hit. Take the under, 6 goals. Nashville Predators vs Chicago Blackhawks. The Chicago Blackhawks are just a shell of what they were at the start of the regular season. Chicago has already traded away its top 2 points leaders for this season, Max Domi and Patrick Kane, while Jonathan Toews, who is 3rd in points, is on injured reserve. Nashville also made several trades and acquisitions, but remains with a solid core of goal scorers, such as Matt Duchene and Philip Forsberg, along with point producers like Roman Josi. Chicago is last in the NHL in scoring with an average of 2.46 goals per game and 27th in goals allowed at 3.61 goals per game. Nashville has won 4 of its last 5 overall, and the Predators have won 11 of the last 13 head-to-head against Chicago. Chicago has lost 13 of its last 18 against a team from the Central Division. Our team pick is Nashville Predators. I don't expect much scoring in this matchup, which lines up easily with the under. The Blackhawks have scored the fewest goals in the NHL this season. That was with Patrick Kane and Max Domi in the lineup for a majority of their games. Those 2 players, who had led Chicago in scoring this season, are both now gone after trades this week to put the Blackhawks in full tank mode. I don't expect the Blackhawks to be able to score whatsoever against Juiceros and the Preds, who have allowed the 12th fewest goals in the NHL. Nashville hasn't been good offensively either this season, scoring the 8th fewest goals in the NHL. Take the under here and don't expect much scoring, especially for Chicago. Minnesota Wild vs Calgary Flames. The Wild are streaking while the Flames are reeling, and while Calgary has had Minnesota's number in the last several meetings that will not continue. The Wild have a solid defensive unit and they have only given up 4 goals in winning their last 3 games. Both of their goalies are in top form, and they will play good D yet again facing a Calgary club that only had one goal in their last game. The Flames did play solid defense in their last game, and they will again. It helps that Minnesota is one of the lowest scoring teams in the league. This game will be a close one, but with stellar defense, the Wild is the pick. Well, the first meeting between these teams went over. I am leaning towards the under in this game. The Wild have an under record in their last 6 road games, and in their last 13 games facing the Flames, the under record is 8-3-2. The Wild are one of the best defensive teams in the league, and in winning their last 3 games, they have only given up 4 goals. The Flames have only scored 8 goals in losing their last 4 games. This Western Conference matchup will be far from a barnburner, which is why the under is the winning pick. Take the under 5.5 goals. St. Louis Blues vs Los Angeles Kings. The victory on Wednesday snapped a 5-game losing streak on the road for the Blues, who have struggled since the trade of Ryan O'Reilly. The 6 goals were a welcome sight, but they are not likely to have that kind of performance against Copley, who is proving to be quite a force with 18 victories and 24 starts. The Kings are playing very well at the home of late and have defeated St. Louis the last 2 times these teams have met, including a 5-1 victory on October 31st. Binnington had an early evening after giving up 5 goals on 19 shots. He may find this contest just as difficult to slow down this hard-charging Los Angeles team that has aspirations of winning the Pacific Division title. This is especially true considering that he has allowed 4 goals in 3 of his last 5 starts. Our team pick is Los Angeles Kings at plus 1.5 goals. While the under record is 4-1-1 in the last 6 meetings between these teams, I am leaning towards the over in this game. The Blues have struggled on D all season and in their last 7 games have given up an average of 4.14 goals per game. The Kings scored 5 goals in their beatdown on the Blues early this season in St. Louis, and on home ice, they will have a great attack in this game. I look for them to play decent defense, but they will give up multiple goals. Look for the lamp to be lit several times in this game, which is why the over is the pick. Take the over 6.5 goals.